To test her fiancé's character, the girl pretended to be a poor woman paralyzed from the waist down and kept up the disguise for 3 years, planning to reveal at the wedding that she was the daughter of the richest man. When the girl went to discuss the wedding with her fiancé, she unexpectedly discovered that he was cheating on her. The girl was furious. She heard him despise her as a cripple, completely forgetting that she became disabled to save him. The girl did not expose them immediately. Instead, she called her mother and changed the next day's wedding banquet into a breakup banquet. She planned to ruin her fiancé's reputation in front of everyone. After learning the truth, the girl's mother was equally enraged. She fully supported her daughter's decision and promised to drive the fiancé and his mistress out of the city. Feeling depressed, the girl went out alone to clear her mind and encountered a CEO whose bag was being snatched. The girl stuck out her foot and tripped the robber. Angered and humiliated, the robber pulled out a weapon to intimidate her. The girl charged at him fearlessly, thinking she was crazy. The robber fled in panic. The CEO, relieved to recover his bag, thanked the girl sincerely. After learning that she had been betrayed by her fiancé, he felt deep sympathy for her. At the same time, he fell in love with her at first sight and proposed marriage. Seeing that the man was handsome, dignified, and far wealthier and more capable than her fiancé, the girl decisively accepted his proposal. Soon, the wedding day arrived. The fiancé still believed the girl loved him deeply, so he treated her with contempt. Unexpectedly, the girl announced in public that today was not a wedding, but a breakup banquet. The guests and the fiancé were all stunned. The fiancé's mother had always been dissatisfied with the girl being disabled. She claimed that the girl marrying her son was already above her status, yet she still dared to break up. In her view, if there were to be a breakup, it should be her son who proposed it. She had no idea that her son was already cheating. Just as everyone was confused, the fiancé's mistress arrived wearing a wedding dress. The guests stared in shock. The mistress smugly declared that she had founded her own company and was backed by a powerful conglomerate. She claimed she was far superior to the girl, a poor disabled woman, and that only she was worthy of marrying the fiancé. She demanded that the girl leave the banquet hall. The mistress even offered $100,000 as compensation, not knowing that this amount wasn't even the girl's monthly allowance. The girl flatly refused and made her own demand. She demanded that the mistress kneel in public and slap herself. Only then would she leave. The mistress flew into a rage and even wanted to attack the girl. The guests had all seen through this farce. No matter how outstanding the mistress claimed to be, she could not hide the fact that she had stolen someone else's fiancé. The guests therefore showed contempt and condemnation toward her. In order to salvage her reputation and ensure the wedding could proceed, the mistress immediately announced that any guest who supported her as the bride would receive $10,000 each. The guests instantly switched sides, supporting the mistress and even mocking the girl's humble background, saying she was not worthy of the fiancé. They had no idea that the girl's family was far beyond their reach. At this moment, the girl did not argue with the mistress. She only demanded that the fiancé sign the breakup agreement and then ordered him to leave the venue immediately. After all, today's groom was never him. However, the fiancé believed the girl was just throwing a tantrum and immediately ordered people to throw her out. The girl shouted that her groom would arrive very soon and that the fiancé and his mistress would pay the price. The fiancé and his mother did not believe any man would come to marry the girl. They mocked her contemptuously, saying she would never get married. Yet in the very next second, the young master of one of the 4 great families walked in and proposed to the girl. He was the CEO whose bag had been snatched earlier. The CEO walked up to the girl and announced that he was willing to offer 20% of his group's shares in exchange for marrying her. The girl was deeply moved and overjoyed and immediately accepted his proposal. At this point, the fiancé sneered. He accused the CEO of being an actor hired by the girl. The CEO coldly and sternly demanded that the fiancé kneel and admit his wrongdoing, or he would release evidence of the fiancé's infidelity. The fiancé did not believe he had any evidence. However, in the next moment, a video of the fiancé cheating played on the big screen. The guests turned their heads away in embarrassment. The CEO then said he had many more pieces of similar evidence. The fiancé was completely enraged. He angrily accused the girl of being just a disabled woman, claiming it was reasonable for him to live with another woman and that the girl was not worthy of him. Hearing this, the girl laughed in anger. She stood up directly, shocking everyone present. The fiancé and the mistress were terrified. Unwilling to admit defeat, the mistress immediately tried to slander the girl. She shouted that the girl had deliberately pretended to be disabled to gain the fiancé's sympathy and guilt, and that the car accident years ago had never actually injured her. The crowd began accusing the girl of being shameless and deliberately clinging to the fiancé. They did not know that the accident had caused her severe injuries, that she had gone through a long period of treatment to recover, and that even now she could not stand for long. After recovering, she still used a wheelchair only to test how long her fiancé's love would last. She never expected everything to be a lie. What shocked her even more was that the shameless fiancé used the excuse of being deceived to demand compensation for his lost youth. The girl agreed without hesitation. However, before that, she demanded that he compensate her for the medical expenses after the car accident, totaling $1 million. The fiancé was stunned and stared at the receipts in disbelief.